All right. Hey guys, how you doing? This is jpsarrireviews, coming to you for the first time as a live stream. Haven't done this before. This is my first time doing this, so it's a bit scary. I'm not gonna lie, but definitely it's a good time so we can talk about San Diego Comic-Con. And in this video and today's live stream, I want to talk particularly about Sideshow. There's a lot of stuff going on with Sideshow. Definitely, as usual, with every Comic-Con, they always bring a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of great stuff that they have produced. So definitely, we have a lot to talk about. We are going to kind of go through all of it. I want to make sure that everything is done. We go actually in this case by license. So we're gonna start with Marvel stuff, and then of course we're gonna move to DC stuff, and then we move to the other franchises they have. Definitely, there's a lot to talk about. So very excited for it. I don't know if you are excited. I certainly am. For this. So please help me out. You can leave your comments, and we can have a discussion in regards to it. I think that the thing that really I'm very interested, with Sideshow and really picked my attention this year is that they really have a lot of good stuff and definitely a lot of good, I would say, art thing. In the direction of the art, they're going in. I think they're heading the right way. Some years it seems that they kind of try the same thing over and over, and I feel that this year they trying new things. And particularly, I would say with Marvel stuff. There's a lot of stuff with Marvel that definitely is very, very cool. And as you can see on the screen, they have a list of all the stuff that they really caught my eye. I'm talking about the new stuff that hasn't been released yet, stuff that is coming later in the year, it's about to release, will release later in the year or early next year, and some of the stuff that they pretty much showcasing for the first time. I would say, and we're gonna start with this list, and we're gonna go in detail with Marvel first, and then of course move to the next company. But the first one I would say is Kid Pool, which is a very cool idea. Definitely, it's a small piece. Going through my notes here, I think this is only $250, so it's a very, 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 very I would say affordable piece. Let's see if we can get some stuff here so we can look at it, and we can see going to the website. Let's go to, okay, I'm in the website. Let me show you that. Right there, if you can see it, the Kid Pool, $250. This is just a website, and of course we're gonna have some pictures, some other stuff, some other websites. But I really like it, as you can see right here. Very cool. I think this is a great piece, for example, I would say for kids. If you have a kid that likes statues, definitely this could be a first piece. Pretty cool. Even for that little size, it really has the right idea. Very small, as you can see, very tiny, but definitely it would be a fantastic first piece for a child. Sometimes you have to give them something really small. Some people might say it's too steep for the price, but definitely it's good. I think it would be a great gift for that. Very cool. I like the concept. Really do like the concept. I don't know how you feel about it. I like a lot of the stuff. I don't know. The colors are right. Let's go. Let's see. I don't know if they have this. I'm looking at another website as well. I'm looking at Toy Arc, which they always have a lot of stuff and a lot of pictures. It's a great place to go. You can go to Facebook. There's a lot of places where you can go, and there's always pictures. Well, let me look at this one here. This is just what they have at the con. I think this is the only picture they have. But definitely it's very cool. Close to the one, of course, is probably the same piece that they use, but it looks pretty cool. So I think it is definitely a neat idea for kids. Now the next piece, I would say we have Spider-Man and Mary Jane Maquette. I was hearing that a lot of people were complaining about the face of Spider-Man. They saying that he doesn't look quite right. I personally don't have a problem with it. I think it looks okay. I think it looks just like the, like in this case, the art. I do have, I think, an art print from Scott Campbell, and definitely it looks, in my opinion, it looks great. Let's see. I'm gonna try to go to the website. Let's see if we can find it, and maybe we can look it up. I don't know if it was there. I'm going to the website right now. I didn't see it, but I think they have some pictures at. I know they have some pictures at Toyark. Let's see if we can find it. Right there. They have a couple of pictures. A lot of people complain about his face. I've seen some videos, some people complain about it, but it looks right. It looks fine to me. To be honest with you, I don't know why they call it a maquette. Of course, it's a small size. There's no price yet, but the face is just like the art. I have the print, so I know the art, and of course, it's been a cover, so definitely is good. I love the art. I don't know who painted this, but whoever did a fantastic job. For the most part, all the Scott Campbell art, everything they have done with Scott Campbell is great. And as you can see right there, I like it. It does look right to me. We don't know how much it's going to be, but if you are collecting the Scott Campbell collection, definitely this is a must, in my opinion. They did a fantastic job with that. So definitely there's no denying on that. Definitely, it's not bad. Really like it the way it is. I don't know what's your opinion. I don't know if anybody is watching this yet or if it's watching at all. But definitely, I do like it. In this case, this piece is great. Doing something with the computer first. Of course, all of this is going to be recorded later on, and definitely it's going to be great when the time comes. We'll know for sure. But yeah, the next one on the list, we have the Avengers Assemble Black Panther. Definitely it's another piece that I think that is doing great. Let's see if we can find some of those pictures here. Again, we're going to look at Toyark. I saw a lot of pictures. I saw videos. There is actually a channel, I think I forgot the name. It's Near Mint, and that's the name of the forum and statue forum. But the channel itself, I think, is the Secret Sanctuary or something like that. I don't remember, but just look it up. Just look for San Diego Comic Con 2019, and he has the most complete videos, and definitely great, crystal clear, images. They look so great. But I really like, that he has that, and he goes through all. I use that as reference when I was going through all of it. Visual reference. I really like it. But here you can see this Black Panther, for the, in this case, Avengers Assemble. I think that's a 1/5 scale, but it looks great. I think it's 1/5 or 1/6. I don't remember. Somebody can correct me with that. But that piece looked great. I really like the colors. I definitely like this piece. The art itself. How he's lunging, and it really looks great. I definitely think that this is one of the best pieces in that collection alone. I wasn't really crazy about the others. But I think this is the best one so far, in my opinion. To this point, I think this is the best one. This great design. So I think they did a fantastic job just portraying that. I don't know who was the one that did it. But definitely pretty cool. Now, the other ones that we have is, of course, we have the in this case, for the Spider-Man collection, you got the Miles Morales Spider-Man PF, but also you got the new Spider-Man PF. Also the Punisher. Those are all, in this case, the Punisher was on last year's Comic-Con, But again, this year, and definitely it's a great piece in my opinion. I really like what they have done with it. Miles Morales looks great too. I would say that I would go to purchase that piece if I had the choice. I don't think that would be my personal choice, but definitely I will do it. And I don't know if you can see it. Let me just show you some of the pictures. And as you can see right there, it looks great. I really like actually the base, the Venom base. It looks great. The colors are great. Whoever painted this, the piece looks great. Like the pose. I really like the movie. In this case, Into the Spider-Verse. I consider that to be probably my favorite Spider-Man movie of all times. I like it more than any other Spider-Man, because even though it's not about Spider-Man or Peter Parker, it's not the best Peter Parker story, because it's not Peter Parker. Even though Peter Parker is there, it is the best Spider-Man story. It is told in a really good way, and I definitely like the film. You can see right there, looks pretty good. I like some of the shading, as you can see, some of the coloring somewhere there. Not bad at all. Here you can see another close picture, of course, with the flash. Of course, case looks a little brighter, but definitely they did a good job with that one. And now this angle, that one looks great as well. It really looks good. And I like the base. It's kind of transparent, kind of like translucent. So it's not bad, I think. And this Spider-Man, definitely is very good. A lot of people were mentioning actually it looks so great. Actually, the shading, you can see some of the shading on the side, on the muscle definition. It looks great. As long as this is what the prototype, not the prototype, but the production piece is going to be, definitely then you have a winner. But I like the style. Like, of course, you see the arms of Dr. Octopus, Dr. Octavius. Not bad at all, and this is the piece that we already saw. So definitely, they're doing pretty good on that end with those pieces, and definitely, of course, they also have the Punisher. Let's see if we can find. Of course, they're not in actual order, but we're going to find them here, as you can see right there. I love that alternate portrait. I wouldn't say that I'm too crazy about the smoking gun, but the portrait itself. This is the best portrait, better than the other one, the regular one. Looks really neat. I think it's coming later this year. I think the price for this one is what, $520. I don't remember exactly, but it's somewhere around there. Let's see if we can find it on, not on Statue Forum. We're going to this case to Sideshow, right there. The Punisher is $585. It was $585, which is not bad. Yeah, it's kind of some pre-orders, arrival between October and December. So yeah, it's scheduled for later this year. Of course, they'll take that for now. But really look good. Again, I'm not crazy about the smoking gun. The effect is all right, a little bit gimmicky. And this store, of course, is nice, really nice by Daniel Bell. He did a fantastic job. Definitely, he did a pretty good job. Now let's see what else we have here. When I go to Jean Grey, we also have Jean Grey. You have Domino PF. You have the Logan PF, which actually look also another Daniel Bell piece that really resembles a lot of the one that was on for, I think, Salt and Pepper. The one done years ago that was just a custom piece. I think this is better, but it's the same concept. But of course, this is much better than that one, at least and the way it was done. But that piece was huge, and also have real metal claws. When you customize all that, when you got it, someone to paint it. So definitely is good. Let's see right here if we can find some pictures, so we can showcase some of that. Let's see, we can see Logan. Well, in this case, let's start with Jean Grey. I like this picture. It's very good. She looks really nice there. As you can see. I wouldn't say that I'm too crazy about this. The little energy that is coming out, the little phoenix that is coming out of behind her neck. I wouldn't say that I'm crazy about that. They can be, they can just remove it for all I care. The fire, it's okay. It's not bad. This picture looks nice. Maybe a little more translucent would have been better. But I like the pose. She looks great. I like the colors. Definitely, I think I like it more than the previous one. Definitely, she looks more powerful in this pose. She looks great there. Here's the Logan that I was talking about. Logan looks fantastic there. Look at that face, that expression. The bar stool and all that. The ground. This piece is very menacing. And the best part is that actually the pants are real jeans. And they look great. I can tell you one thing. Sideshow's been doing great with their, in this case, the mixed media lately. And they've been doing fantastic. We're doing a fantastic job. This piece looks fantastic. Look at that expression. Looks so great. Really like that. Super cool. Really love that. And another piece that was presented now. Before it was of course this Sabretooth. I like the Sabretooth. This Sabretooth is great. I would say that I wasn't crazy at first, but now the more I see it, the more I like it. It's just rightly done. It's just the dimensions. It looks great. It's dynamic. I used to own the original PF, and I think this is better than that. I love the other one because of course he has the Jim Lee style, but I like this one, and you can see all that detail on the costume. And this is just fully sculpted, and it looks great. Definitely did a fantastic job. When I got X-23 already came out, people are very happy with her. I don't know, it looks great. And here's another picture. I think we already saw this one. Man, it looks fantastic. Sabretooth. As you can see, one of my videos where I showcased Sabretooth that I had customized a 1/6 piece. I love that one for the 1/6 scale, but looking for a 1/4, definitely I think this one is up there. Now we have Domino PF. She looks great. I love everything. The simple color, scheme, the blues and all that. I wouldn't say that I'm too crazy about the whole, I would say, design here. Yeah, it's kind of nice, kind of neat. It's kind of sexy looking, but beyond that, I don't know. I don't know. It's something that it looks too soft. It might be a great piece if you showcase this one, of course, with in this case with Deadpool PF. That would be great with any Deadpool piece. I think it's more for that rather than just an action pose, more like dynamic. And this, of course, is people love this one. The Wolverine. Wolverine looks really, really great. It looks great, under the light. Definitely just looks fantastic there. And of course, the Magneto. That Magneto looks fantastic. That Magneto Maquette. Of course, right now they have this where they have this the premium formats and the maquettes. And the maquettes are more expensive, which I'm not really too, I would say, keen about that. I think it's just another gimmick attempt, in this case by Sideshow to take their money, and they definitely doing it. So very, very cool. Now let's move to other ones that I'm excited for, and I think everyone is excited for. And in this case, you're looking at, in this case of Cable. I think Cable, it's perhaps the most anticipated piece for a lot of people at this, from this San Diego Comic-Con. They're one of the most anticipated pieces. And let me see if I can find some pictures of him. I don't seem to on the website. Oh, right here. We have him right here. Let me show you some of that. Okay, you can see it right there. Man, that looks great. I would tell you one thing. At first, I was a bit skeptical because the head looks a bit small in comparison. But when you have to think of it, it's just 90s stuff in representing the 90s style. And it looks good. I think so. It does have everything. Now, the price, I'm not too, I would say, keen of it because it's $705 right now. Well, that's the price on the website. $705, that's a lot of money for this. And of course, that's the reason why, they kind of pushing the prices really hard. But when you have other PFs, I don't know, it might be justifiable. I would say that this piece will be worth, I would say, $600, at least $600. I wouldn't go beyond that. But of course, prices have gone up. But definitely looks great. I would say just love the design and the art style itself. It has a lot of a lot of stuff. I don't know if some people were making comparison this with the XM. I would say that they're different approach. The XM is more modern, so it's going more for the modern approach. This one is going on, of course, on the more 90s approach, late 90s. So I don't know. It's a matter of opinion and perspective. I like the little Deadpool here and the big guns, man. It's a lot of detail. So when you come to think of it, and that's a huge base. He's stepping on that, huge base. So yeah, price is understandable that they're going for, for that. They're going for, for bigger, and just because it is bigger doesn't mean that is better, and that's something that sometimes people they kind of seem to forget. Sometimes people are more like, is it that, is it justifiable to have such a big piece like that? I don't know. It depends. Just because something is bigger doesn't means that it's better, and just because something is smaller means that it's less important or doesn't have as much price. Because I paid a lot of money for small statues, but because they had so much detail, and I think what Sideshow does is they have a great quality with their products. They certainly do, it's just something that they do. But definitely it's something to think of. Now let's go to another PF that is really more like a maquette, but definitely this one. I can tell you one thing. This is what the price is kind of weird, because this the Colossus at $680, which is a bit just a little tiny cheaper than the. Of course, you might say that it does have less detail and less objects in there, but I like this Colossus. It's just huge. It's a huge piece. Really like what they're actually are doing with it. I'm definitely I think it's one of the pieces that I wasn't really looking forward. I saw the pictures before, the proto pictures, of course, and all the detail, but man, it looks huge, and it's just well done. Let me see if I can find some pictures. I don't think they have it on the website. Yeah, they do, and it's right here. Let me go and show you that. So you can see right there, and you see the back of this case of Juggernaut right there, who is huge. But man, I love this piece. It looks great. It's standing great. I love the pose. This is the best, in my opinion, for this scale, the best. It's better than the previous one, which was a good piece. The PF, which is more like a museum pose. This is more dynamic, semi-dynamic pose, but it looks huge. Now, if you go to the website, let's look up, they have more pictures, of course. Let's try that out. And here you got $680, as you can see. It's low right now. Okay, we got it. Got Lockheed, that's the exclusive. But man, that piece looks great. And this is just the same thing. It's kind of the same, the same pictures as the one we saw before. From the con, it looks the same, but man, it looks great. They did a fantastic job with this. It's gonna be huge, you can see. Definitely huge piece, and it's gonna stand really nice, right next to, I would say Cable, but really right next to Juggernaut. And they need to go, if you're going for the Juggernaut, and you want to match up, definitely this is the piece. It's just great. It has so much great detail. The paint job was done fantastic. I don't know who did the paint work, but whoever did a great job. So they definitely did a fantastic job with this one. And definitely that takes us to the next one that I feel that is huge and definitely one of the highlights here and the people were looking for, which is, of course, Juggernaut. And look at that. That piece is massive. And of course, you can see in the back, you can see Colossus. But man, that piece is huge. Look at that. As you can see in my videos, I have plenty Juggernauts in the past, and I still do, the Baldwin, Kadavukia, the great pieces for the 1/6 scale, the best in the 1/6 scales. But 1/4, unless you were going for, for something, from someone, a custom piece. You know, there was nothing official, but this is it. Look at that detail. Now, some of the things seem too rough in this, but man, they did a good job. I don't know if it was Bradley, the one that did it, did the paint job. He does a lot of paint jobs for them, but he does great. Look at that right there. That right there is a money shot. It looks great. My only concern with this piece is perhaps the way he's leaning. If I'm thinking that it's leaning that way, perhaps it's not as heavy. It's going to be a hollow piece. The only thing that I would say that I'm not too keen about this piece is because it's a maquette. It's $1,300. It's over $1,300, $1,350, and then you have to add shipping. It is an expensive piece. It's gonna come up over $1,500 just to get this piece over easily, which is bad. And this is, of course, the exclusive has the Kitty Pryde right there, which is very nice, a very nice touch. She looks great. That's a nice exclusive, and that's a must-have. You see $13.90 right there. I don't know. It just, look at that. He's huge. I don't know if it's worth that much, in my opinion. Even though it's a maquette, even though it's huge, I feel that they really doing a lot of, the price is too high. When you can go for the 700, you can get, you can get cable. That's a lot of detail. Yeah, this is bigger, but it's going to be hollow. So I don't know. Just something to think about. I'm not saying that I'm against it. It doesn't seem like the right thing, at least in my opinion. It doesn't seem that is quite right. Let me check first. Just a moment. I'm sorry. Let me just go and check if there's something on the live chat. Nothing going on. Cool. Well, we continue with this. We continue with Marvel. Of course, Marvel is the big thing right now with Sideshow. And I think that my problem with that is the price point. I don't think it's worth that much money. But it's a matter of opinion, It is whatever it's worth to you. If it's worth $1,300, by all means, you go ahead. But it is a nice piece. It's undeniable. They did a fantastic job. What they add, what they did with it, it really looks good. I really like the direction of it and how they did it. I think they did a fantastic job with it. Now, another one that I think, it was great in this case is the Gladiator Hulk maquette. And that's also was sculpted by Daniel Bell. And that one, if you can see right here, it looks great too. I'm not so sure if I like this one more than the PF. The previous PF. I think the PF was great. Still a great piece. Excuse me. But if you're looking for, I don't know, something more dynamic, I think this is the way to go. It is a great piece. However, it suffers the same problem as in this case, the Juggernaut maquette has, and is the price point. This one is the same price, $1,350. Too much, in my opinion, for this. But of course, prices are going up, have gone up. I like the detail. You see all the beats right here, all this stuff. It looks great. The paint job was done great. All full sculpted. I think some parts might not be. It has a lot of detail. And when you can look at it, come to think of it, but still, I just felt that price-wise, I don't think, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I don't think it's worth that much. But of course, it's something that you have to consider. They also have the Iron Man Mark 7 maquette. Really cool. A lot of people were complaining prior to this about the maquette, saying that this Iron Man, the pose, the way he was sitting down. But to be honest with you, it looks great, and I do like the light-up features that come with. I don't know what you think about them. I think the light-up features on that Iron Man are great done, and I think they only have a picture here. Let me show it to you. definitely a nice picture. Glad that there's a lot of reflection on the glass. But you go to the videos, you can see that the light of feature and the base is pretty neat. And of course, all the light features. You know, I would say Sideshow does great Iron Mans, you know, in all different sizes, statues and also action figures. They do it. They're great. And this Iron Man looks good. I think it's a great portrayal of the Mark 7. Really neat. I think they did a fantastic job with that one. Of course, this is just, you know, in this case, my opinion. I don't know if someone is watching here right now, but, you know, we'll continue on because I know this is going to be safe and someone's going to watch it. I know that people were doing live streams. The pieces that I really like, of course, we have the Black Suit Spider-Man Legendary Scale. I'm not a fan of the Legendary Scale. I think they're too big. They're huge pieces. So I'm not going to tell you that I think they're the best thing ever. They're not. But some people love him, and you know, there are people that they really, you know, they go for them. Now they have of course, we have the regular version. I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't cheap at all. But now there is a new version. It's the black suit. For those that are, I would say, interested, the black suit right there. It is all black. It's all, of course, this is mixed media. So that was, people would say that justifies the price. I don't think so, but it's okay. Some people were not happy with the other one, the previous one. Some people were, some people were not. Some people were disappointed in the end. You know, at the end of the day, everybody's different, and everybody, you can see the detail on the costume, on the cloth and all that. There's a lot of detail with actually the camera can take that. We can see a lot of things there. Actually, it's a good shot. But I don't know. You know, this is the problem with this mixed media is that something really happens to that, you're pretty much in trouble. Trying to fix it is going to be a pain. If something gets, you know, I don't know, an accident happens and some of that, you know, gets caught with something, and you know, there's a little tear on the in this case the leather, then you have a problem and nobody's going to fix it. So the price, I don't know. I don't think it's worth I would say the sacrifice to go through all of that. It's not for me. Now, another things that happen, of course, they have a lot of boss in there and a lot of big boss, you know, and legendary scale, all that. But the ones that I'm really digging are the little boss. They have a Thanos boss, the Wolverine boss, and a Deadpool boss. This is the first time they showcase the Deadpool. We have seen, of course, the Thanos, and we saw the Wolverine, and I really like him. Personally, I'm really liking the Wolverine. It really looks neat. In my opinion, they all look neat. All these little pieces. Let me show you here. Let's go for one first. And here you have Thanos. That looks pretty neat in my opinion. So you can see right there the bust. That looks good. I think so. I like it because it does have a more traditional style. So it's more a traditional piece. So that's not bad. Nothing at all. A traditional pose. And this is the one that I'm really looking forward to. This is the one that I am very happy. And this is $200. I think somebody was saying that it will be like $250 if I'm not mistaken. It's going on pre-order. I don't think later this month or next month. I don't remember. I have to look at the website. Let's see if we can do it. Let's check it out. We are at the website. Let's just type Wolverine and see what comes up. Well, I don't see it. I don't see it. All right, let's type bust. They have the life-size bust. I don't know if they have it. I think I saw it before. Of course, you can see right there the Thanos. I think it's because it's not for pre-order yet, but I do saw the picture somewhere. In any case, going back to this one, that looks neat. It is not that big, But man, those clothes are long, and that face is great. I can tell you one thing: I was never really a big fan of bust until recent years, when I actually started liking bust a lot more. There's something to be said about, a bust. Some people might complain about him, but definitely there's something to be said about them. And it doesn't look bad. It definitely looks great. I like that. You can see that the face, the expression there is pretty neat. Right there, the price $250, which is I would say is a decent price for that. And they announced for the first time this. I don't only see a picture here, but this Deadpool, and this is to be this close, so it's going to be probably around the same price. It's a bit bigger than, I would say, Wolverine, so I would assume that it's going to be probably around $300. But man, it looks good too. And this picture doesn't show it, but they make it like this show like skin on this side is part of his flesh and his bones and all that on the other side. Doesn't show it here, but you can look it up. And but man, it looks good. I love the colors. I love the detail. It looks great. Definitely I'm digging this. This if I have to choose between those three, between Thanos, I would say Deadpool and Wolverine would be my choices. Those are the two pieces that definitely, if you want to choose something on this line, those two you should add up. They really work well together. I still have the tiny little mini bust from Gentle Giant, from Wolverine. I have all the Wolverines that they produce, and also the Deadpool. I love them. They match up so well together, and if it's this bigger and probably better in that sense, of course, because of size and more detail. Although Gentle Giant did a fantastic job with all of them. So definitely this is, I would say, the thing with Marvel. I think Marvel had Marvel Sideshow is doing fantastic stuff with Marvel. Definitely great stuff. Stuff that is I would say of the best quality. And it really looks good. They're doing a fantastic job with their stuff. And what can I say? There's nothing else we can say. Definitely, it's something that we need to consider. Now, I want to move to DC. And definitely this video is taking a little longer because we're going actually on pretty much on detail with this stuff. But I want to move to DC because definitely DC also is doing great stuff. And we're looking, in this case, at for starters, at the animated series collection. They have a lot of stuff with that collection in particular. We saw some stuff last what was that, last year, the year there, but I think this year they are doing much better with a lot of stuff they presented with DC. I'm sorry if I get a bit repetitive. I'm just going through the website. I'm going through looking for some pictures so we can showcase some of that. I don't know if they have pictures of the animated stuff here, but we will check. Let me show you what I'm doing right now so that way you have an idea. That's what I did earlier. Okay, right there, I can see that, some of the animated stuff. All right, starting from here. I don't know if we can have the Joker there. But some of the animated stuff you can see, they showcases again something, the same thing that they showcase. It hasn't gone out yet for sale, but they're going out. Well, the pre-orders are going to be released later this year. But they have, of course, Wonder Woman, and they have Superman, and they have Batman. So they have the Trinity right here, the DC Trinity. It looks fantastic. I really like them. If you grew up with the cartoons, this is definitely it. Superman looked great there. I really like the Superman. The Wonder Woman, it's okay. She looks great. I wouldn't say that I'm crazy about her face. For some reason, I think this is a bit more expensive than the other one. I was looking at, let me go at the list. I had a list here of the prices. Yeah, they're around the same price on the website. They're $425 each, which is not bad. They're like 1/5 scale. Batman right there, looking good. Batman always look good, but this is the first time they showcased the Joker, and the Joker looks good. I really like the Joker. I like this pose; it's different. Sideshow has all these different variations of the Joker, but this one is not bad. And of course, they got In this case, Harlequin. And of course, Harlequin is always sells. You know, they have produced so many Harlequins. And of course, with this, kind of like a take from Twitter hit, that sense of the pose with the, you know, with the hyenas. But definitely, it looks good. You know, she looks great. You know, you can't really mess it up. You know, the colors are simple. You got red and black and some blue there, and that's it. You call it a day. This is another thing that I really like here. You have the Green Lantern, Jon Stewart Green Lantern. I can tell you one thing: the Jon Stewart Green Lantern looks great, in my opinion. The piece alone, they look great. Not crazy about the construct. And of course, this is something that everybody's been saying for a while, and I totally agree, understand. You know, this piece, I don't know if it has a light up feature. It doesn't, if I'm not mistaken. This is just a dual color. They could have had something more transparent. It would have been so much better than this just dual green. But the piece looks great. You know, the pose, the idea, everything was great. Just the construct itself, it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't look, that's not the only part. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it looks dual there. As you can see, it looks very plasticky, more toyish. But man, that face, you know, the portrait alone, that portrait is good. That really looks good. And of course, we already saw that one that already came out for sale. People are really happy with it. Some people not. Of course, this is a great Wonder Woman. We already saw Dust before. But definitely, you know, that's what I like. They also have, of course, the Supergirl PF. They got Catwoman PF, the Batgirl PF, Starfire PF. Those are fantastic pieces. Let's look it up. That way, we can showcase some of that. It's kind of hard because trying to go through all of this because the way they have it here on their website, but we're gonna do it, and we're going to start with Batgirl. Look at Batgirl. She looks great there. I really like her. I do like this pose. I do like this piece. The face looks a bit different. They did some changes. It looked a little more round. Maybe it's just me, or maybe the pictures, but I saw on the videos, and that's the thing. It looks a little more older and not as young. But it's not a bad. It's an interesting pose, as you can see right there. It doesn't look bad. People complain about the cape, which is understandable. Then it's always a bit difficult trying to pose that cape, but the pose is great, as you can see. Now, I'm not keen about this Supergirl. Some people might like it, not me. Don't like the portrait. I forgot the name of this artist. I think they based it on this Asian artist. Forgot his name. I just blanked on his name. But it's based on his art. Somebody can correct me in the comments. That would be great. I don't remember. But not a fan of this. I feel that they missed the opportunity with this one. They could have done something, I would say, a little better. I don't know. It's just, of course, it's my opinion. You know, you might disagree with it. This Catwoman, of course, you cannot go wrong with Catwoman. Looks great. Great pose right there. Feels good. A lot of people were saying, of course, it's great because of the way it's standing up. It just doesn't really occupy as much space. But look at that. Look at that. Look at the face. That expression right there is gold. I feel that that's a great sculpt. Whoever sculpted this did a fantastic job. Oh, this is a great pose. This is a selling pose right there. Very sexy too. Definitely great. And of course, they also have some other pieces like Mr. Freeze, which a lot of people are excited for. Mr. Freeze looking great. Fantastic for adding it to the Batman collection. Look at that. Love the detail with this one. He looks phenomenal. Love everything. That's going to be a must-have for Batman fans. If you've been collecting the Batman and the Batman line, definitely this is one that you need to add. Oh, we're going to talk about this one in just a moment. I don't want to go too far ahead. This is another piece. In this case, the Scarecrow PF, which is very scary. But look at that phrase, that expression, menacing. And here on the bottom, you can see, on the bottom, what is that? I forgot. I just forgot. Todd. Yeah, the Robin. The dead body. Like, what the heck? Of course, it's probably just a vision. Let's see. Let me go to the notes. Oh, Jason Todd. Oh my God. Maybe it's too late. It's getting late. And PF. I don't know. That looks great. I don't know. Just the concept. Going back to it. Let me see. There's another picture here. Here you can see that. Scarecrow. Man, that's terrible. Jason Todd right there. But that's a cool concept. I'll tell you one thing. Sideshow's doing some great content. Look at that portrait. Look at the detail. This is going to be another fan favorite for all the Batman fans. We already saw that one. Definitely great. Let's look for other pieces here while we're on this page. We already saw this. Let's try to go through the statues. Oh, okay. Lobo Maquette. Some people are not really happy with this Lobo, but man, I'm telling you one thing. I like this Lobo. I think this is a Lobo. This is a, based on the way I know Lobo, he looks great. And that guitar, he is born to be bad. That's a nice gun. Love the detail. Really loved his smoking the cigar. Real look, bad to the bone. Look at that, even that's leather. I think that's leather. That looks like leather. Better be. But man, to me, that's a great piece. Of course, Batman. A lot of people were not really too thrilled about this Batman. Some people are, some people are not. But then if you're into the Batman line, definitely they have options. That's a fantastic maquette. They did a phenomenal job with it. I'm very, very surprised they did it. And of course, let's go back to what I was saying. This one. A lot of people are excited for this. They reveal it for the first time. This is Heath Ledger's Joker. Look at that. Now, they're saying that actually these bars are removable and actually adjustable. So you can actually have it on the back, but you can also have it on the front. It depends on how you want to portray it. I could do it in the back. But man, this looks great. And looking at the pictures, it's real mixed media. And it looks great. That mixed media looks fantastic. I know a lot of fans, a lot of people are fans of Heath Ledger. And definitely a lot of people are going to be excited with this one. That looks fantastic. They did a fantastic job there. Now, of course, this is another one that is very thrilling. Starfire PF. I like it. I definitely do. She looks great. And this is the little, I forgot what's the name of this guy. I forgot. Is that Beast Boy? No. But yeah, this is Starfire. That looks great. Yeah, that's Beast Boy. And man, I do like the way they did the hair. The way she's sitting there. Now, I hope that this is strong enough, because if something breaks here in the middle, that's it. But man, the piece looks great. The concept alone, she looked great. I really like the way they did. And now that I can see it on the picture, she looks like has a more like a tan color with the green eyes. The features are more tan, more roundish, kind of like she is not necessarily like Caucasian, and she's more like a mix. Playing with, with the style. She definitely is voluptuous, and they did a great job. And of course, this is Superman. People love it. That one came out last year. I think last year. Great. Let's look for more pieces here. The Aquaman. Of course, that's still on pre-order. Jason Momoa PF, I would say. Looking good. And the pants are actually mixed media. So, but the piece looks great. The resemblance, he's just the right. It just looks like him. It does look great. This is definitely a great piece. They also have this big, I think it's legendary scale. No, this is actual size. Let me go back to my notes here. Yeah, this is the Baton life size bust. That looks great. I wouldn't say that I like it that, something that is so huge like that. But, I do like the style. He does have great. And look at this, man. There's a lot of detail. And you know, bus collectors will defend them to death. They'll let you know why. And look at that, man. That's a nice shot right there. The light, the flash, man, it looks great. That's a good piece. That not so much. Oh, this is the thing. Here's the ticket. A lot of people were complaining today about the Flash because of the pose, because they don't like it since yesterday they've been talking about that there's not anatomically correct and all that stuff. Even that Daniel Bell had to come to Facebook and he posted why, he gave a really very good explanation that what people were saying, because when you're taking, you really talk about these pictures when they're talking with a phone or a small camera. The angles, they change, they warp the images, and you don't see it as well. But this is definitely a great piece, anatomically correct. My only concern with this piece would be the fact that the pose, it might lend to some leaning at some point, because everything, all the weight, it's coming forward. While, of course, the center of gravity, in this case, everything is hold. I don't know if there's a big... I would say metal rod just going there and holding everything. So eventually, if things does not done properly, and Sideshow has this history of not doing it properly, and it is a Sideshow because sometimes it's a problem that comes from the factory, this might have some lineage. It's going to start falling off. Now, of course, they can do it very hollow, and that might work, but gravity always wins, no matter what. So, I don't know. If they have to reinforce it, I would say I'll go for it. But regardless of just the concept alone, just the sculpt itself is well done. Look at that. Definitely like it. It really follows. And, of course, this is the one people are really excited for. And definitely is one of the best pieces from DC, I would say, that's coming or, sometime soon, is the Arrow. Green Arrow looks great. And, of course, here are some of the things. I don't see more pictures of Green Arrow, which is a shame. They only have one. Shame on them. But, man, that piece is great. Let me see if I can go to the website and show you, for those that are probably watching this, or those who watch this and haven't seen the piece before. Let me see. Right there, that's the one. Man, that looks great. As you can see, that looks great. I love it. I love the detail. Nice piece. I gotta tell you one thing. DC has been doing, Sideshow's been doing great stuff for DC. And Green Arrow is one of them. He looks fantastic. Man, there's a lot of detail here. This PF. Love it. Man, that thing. The detail is great. You cannot go wrong with them. Definitely. I can tell you one thing. DC, it's, and Sideshow together, they do great stuff. And, definitely, they have done great stuff with this. They have more stuff, of course, for DC. Some stuff that we have seen before, and action figures. We're not going to talk about action figures in this video, in this live stream. But definitely, it is amazing. It is amazing that they're still doing this, and they're doing it great. It really looks good. Let's move on, so we have time. So because we've been at this for a little bit, and I know you might get tired of it. At any point, of course, this is going to be recorded, and people can come back to it. Let's go to Star Wars. We love Star Wars. Who doesn't love Star Wars? And they didn't have much stuff. Of course, they normally have the stuff, their stuff. But I'm sorry, go back. They got a lot of the Return of the Jedi stuff, a lot of PFs, which I'm very excited for. I like the premium formats when it comes about the Star Wars stuff. I think they did a fantastic job. They have all done other stuff, but the stuff they did, I would say they have done this year. I think it's great. I'm going to the website right now They didn't do much stuff, or at least what I seen, they didn't showcase a lot of pieces for Star Wars. But what this showcase was well executed and well done. So now let's go again. We go to Toy Arc. We have all these pictures. I really like Toy Arc because they really showcase all the pictures. You had Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's just get in there. That Obi-Wan looks terrific. I really like it. Everything. I love the clothes. I love the face. That is a great portrait. The similarity is so close to it. I remember back in the day when Sideshow had a lot of, there were a lot of the original pieces for the Star Wars stuff. They were cool stuff. And I want to say they weren't bad. They were great. They were fantastic, for the time. But nowadays, they're better. They're times better. And look at that. It's just the same face. Definitely, this is a must-have. If you're a Star Wars fan, if you're collecting Sideshow stuff for Star Wars, this is a must-have. And I think the prices are also pretty, I would say, reasonable. I was going through their listings, and they're around $550, the pieces that are on this collection, which are really affordable. The only one that was more expensive was the Darth Vader, was a $680, but everything is $540, $550, which is really affordable prices. Thinking about, in terms of these figures, of course, if you're thinking about top dollar, within this market, these are now by prices. When you compare to Marvel, so where they're selling store now for $700, $1,300. So definitely this not bad price. And look at this one. This one, I would say the face is not bad. It does need some tweaking, but Han Solo looks great too. I really like the clothes. That's not bad. The face, well, closer look, it looks not bad, but I still think that they need to do some work on some of the dimensions. Maybe they need to do some little work, but it's almost there. It's almost perfect. Really like it. The panels of the Millennium Falcon in the background, in the back, right there. I love the detail, all the clothing. Boba Fett looking great too, another PF. This one probably is going to be a favorite of many people. Love the pose. A lot of people love the museum poses. It's nothing wrong with that. Definitely look the detail. The weathering really looks good. The pouches, in this case, the leather pouches. Fantastic job. I really like this one. And of course, you have the huge bus. And this is, let's see if I found the price here. If I have it. Yeah, this is $1,500 for this big, huge bust. Not for me. I know some people love this and they are going to add it. A lot of bus fans, not me. I'm not going to pay $1,500 for something like that. I don't even have that type of money just like that. But what it is a cool piece. And definitely, whoever has the money, whoever adds it, definitely is going to be happy. At least for what I can see. And then you can see Luke Skywalker. Looking good. I think all this from Return of the Jedi. Man, that looks great too. He looks great there. It looks pretty good. I think I like the detail on this one. I think that it looks a lot closer. Of course, this is many years ago. He was young and he was very slim. But man, that looks good. Princess Leia. Another one. Again, they're on the same price range, which is good. Really looking that. Sometimes the pictures might not look as flattering. Of course, this is the one that costs more. But I love this action pose here. I like this one. Darth Vader. Sideshow have done a lot of Darth Vaders. And people love the Darth Vaders. And definitely this is the one. I think that if you're looking for something more action, or less of a, more like... the classic museum pose with the bended knee that has always been classic with Sideshow. I think this is much better. A much better approach. Look at that. Definitely there's a lot of detail there. And the Stormtrooper PF. That's a bit cheaper. It's a little bit cheaper than the other ones, but still. I like the Stormtrooper too. I like that one. Definitely good. Really excited. And of course, they got other stuff. Just the things that we have seen, busts we have seen before. So definitely, I would say that on the Star Wars front, They have a lot of good stuff. They also had a Star Wars chess set that I don't know if there was a picture there. Let me see if I can see it. It was $900 for a chess set. I wouldn't say that I would pay that much money for a chess set, although I love chess, and I do have a few expensive chess sets. But I don't know. But I think they were pewter, the pieces, so it's good. You know, some people might pay that. I think it's something appealing. I think there's something that you can say that is good. Let me just drink some. I've been talking a lot. And thank you. If anybody watches this or is tuned to this or watches later, thank you very much for taking time. This is the first time I'm trying this, so I'm not expecting much. I'm trying to do as best as possible, and probably have in the future have other talk to someone else. But I'm just trying this for my first time. So thank you for those are being patient with me. I really appreciate it. And I want to move now to another other pieces here on the. We already talk about Marvel. We talk about DC. We talk about Star Wars. Let's talk about the other things. Let's talk about everybody else. Starting with the alien products. Now they have a few aliens. They always every year they showcase a lot of alien stuff. Of course, there's a lot of fans. Let me go to find. I was trying to go to Statue Forum to show some pictures. However, the Statue Forum is not as optimized for its small screens and stuff like that, so it's hard for me to really do it the way they present it. But here we have some stuff. Let's just go to do. Let me just go back. There you go. Here we have some of the Mythos busts. This is, I think, the price, if I'm not mistaken, it says $780, something like that. One thing I can tell about this, they always have the prices are always tough. I would say really expensive for a lot of this. Maquette. This is the legendary scale boss, perhaps? No, yeah, this is the legendary scale Mythos boss. So this one is to be disclosed. That's what it says right there. So it's going to be pricey. But this is the Alien Queen, Alien Warrior Maquette, and this one is $950. A lot of detail. I would not, I don't know if it's worth $1,000. I know a lot of people love alien stuff. But to me, it's like, I don't want to pay that much. I wouldn't pay that much. I'm a big fan. And of course, here you have, this is the one. This is the Alien Queen Maquette. No, this is not the Alien Queen. This is the Alien Queen Legendary Scale Bust. I'm sorry. This is the one that is to be disclosed with the price. That's going to be really pricey. If this was $7 something that I really, that's what I saw. The Mythos Bust. This is going to, be beyond that. Beyond that. And there are a lot of Aliens fans, so definitely there's been many busts. Now this is the Alien Queen Maquette. This is $1,100. $1,100. I don't know. It's not for me. But man, if you are really a fan of it, definitely there's a lot of detail. Now, also they had a Chitara from the Thundercat line. This is a 1/5 scale. I know a lot of people I would say a lot of people hate the previous pieces, in this case the Lino. It's one of those hated pieces from Sideshow. But in this case the Munra is not bad. And definitely, too bad they're all 1/5 scale and the more modern scale. But I like Chitara. Chitara, I think, came up okay. I like the pose. She looked great. Definitely, it's not bad. This is the Nun. This is a 1/6 scale. Something new also they presented. I don't care much about it. Now, this is something that was very new. This is the Necron 99. This is from the Wizards animated film, the 1977. This is cool. This is something pretty much out of the left field. Normally, Sideshow always brings something out of the left field. And this is a one. This is a 1/6 scale piece. I don't know if they want to create a line for this based on the film, but it's cool. And that's something different, something new. I think it's just trying. But as you can see right there, it looks like it. If you are a fan of the film, I want to say I'm a big fan of the film. I watched it. But not necessarily I'm a big fan. This is one of those obscure things for a lot of people nowadays. Now, this is a Tinkerbell, and this is from the Jacob Campbell line. This Tinkerbell is $290 at the website. Love the detail. It's very small. It's, I would say, kind of close to a 1/6 scale, perhaps. But look at that. And this is also part of the Jacob Campbell line. I like this one. This is Alice in Wonderland. This is all based on his art, and I do have a lot of those prints. This is $389. This picture doesn't look that great. It's too dark. But look at that. I was looking at the videos, and she looks fantastic. This one is the Little Mermaid, the morning edition. So this is, she's blonde now, and of course now the fin is red. We already have the previous versions. I think there were two versions or only one. I don't remember. There was something before, but this is the newer version. It sells. There's something with J. Scott Campbell. He sells his products. Sideshow really does a good job with them. I do like that Alice in the background, and she looks great. At least a lot. It's a big piece. And this is something from Aspen. This is Grace PF, and this is going to be $580. There's a lot of detail with this. Well done piece. Just the wings alone are huge. So this is going to take a lot of space. So if you're worried about that, then you should be worried about that, because that's going to, take a lot of space. But look at that. She looks great. Of course, we got Aspen before. That Aspen was fantastic. There are different versions, variations, but this is the next one in the line. Character from the same Aspen comics. But this is the one that I'm excited for. I would say that I think it's great, of the best of all the different ones besides Marvel or DC, the Taurus. I'm a big fan of the Taurus. I've read the comics for years. From Dynamite 2. Dynamite has own great comics, comics with the character. But she looks great. So much detail. And this is going to be a one that people are going to love. Now, there's no exclusive on this one, which is good. $550, which I think is a fair price for this piece. The post is fantastic. This is sculpted by Will Harbottle, so he's a master. I love the paint job. I don't know who did the paint job, but man, I can tell you one thing. In this, Comic-Con, definitely there were a lot of great artists. Like a lot of art that was painted well, and I feel that they did a fantastic job. Love the color, the weathering, just the whole thing, the couch thing, the recliner. It looks great. And of course, we're going back to the thing where we saw that one. So definitely very exciting. Really like everything. Now, I think I cover everything that I have to cover. Yes, we did cover. I don't know, man. I'm telling you one thing. Definitely, I think it's great time for statue collectors. I would say that a lot of statue collectors I would say that they are getting some good stuff from Sideshow. Sideshow is doing great. As a company, they're doing fantastic, I would say, with a lot of the stuff. There's always been this thing with the Sideshow. There's a lot of, I would say, complaints in the past about things that they have done, how they did it, things that a lot of people said, well, they should have done it in a better way. But to be honest, they're doing fantastic. They are improving not only in the quality of their products, but also they are improving on the delivery and in the end the way the art comes out. I feel that Sideshow is doing good. They're stepping up their game. They do it every year, and I feel that this year they're not strangers. They brought a lot of stuff. There's always been the accusation that Sideshow doesn't try new things, and I've been part of it too. I've been saying, Sideshow's not trying new things, and sometimes it's like, is Sideshow running out of ideas? But I feel that, and I had that on one of my podcasts, I talk about it, but I feel that this year and particularly, they came up with a lot of good ideas. They've been working, their team is working, they're doing a lot of good stuff. And the prices are going up, but of course we have to also understand that the production cost is going up because of tariffs and all of that. But things are getting better, and there's more detail, and things are getting bigger, and there's more stuff. There's also repetition of things. You get the same characters over and over and over. But they are doing new things, and like you saw the Scarecrow, you saw in this case the Mr. Freeze, you have Starfire, you get other characters. So we get in stuff, So people can say that there's something for everyone. There's something for Marvel, for Star Wars, for DC, for any other franchises, and this is just a small thing that they're doing. And today I'm concentrating only on Sideshow. Tomorrow we'll go live again. We'll do impressions. We're going to talk about other companies because also you have Iron Studios, which is bringing a lot of great stuff in the smaller scale. We're gonna talk about everybody else that the pop culture shock, whatever companies. Tomorrow we'll concentrate on that. I think anyone that is watching this or have watched this or is going to watch this later on, because of course it's going to go, it's going to be archived. It's going to go into my channel, so you're able to watch it later on. Definitely, I would appreciate that you take the time. Stay tuned for tomorrow, Friday. I'll have my impressions of Friday from other companies. I want to talk about other statues, but also we want to talk about, at some point, action figures or, toys and things like that. Other things beyond just the statues. But right now, we concentrate on today in Sideshow because it's the biggest company and definitely the one that deserves, I would say, at least the first attention, because we need to move it out of the way so we can move to the next thing. But once again, thanks for watching and thanks for your support. God bless, my friends. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.